2010 Mercedes S500L. So that is the 5.4 litre naturally aspirated petrol V8. And obviously L, so it's the long wheelbase, which as you can see, longer rear doors, more legroom in the back, normally a higher spec, all that kind of stuff. It's finished in this nice sort of medium dark metallic grey. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. If we start on this front driver's quarter, actually look down the driver's side, you can see all the body lines are nice and sharp. It's nice and straight all the way down. Front wing is nice and solid. The arch is nice and clean all the way around. It's on the 18-inch wheels with 4 good tyres on it. Wheel could do with a good clean, which we'll do, but there's no sign of any curve marks or anything on that. Got a little stone chip here that's been touched in on the front wing, but actually it's a tiny little chip, to be fair. Coming down this driver's side, you see the sill all the way along, nice and straight. All the panel gaps are nice. Very faint little scratch just here, you might just be able to see that on the camera. Nice and clean on the wing mirror. It is the facelift one, so it's got the slightly different indicator designs and the DRLs on the front, on the lower half, which obviously run all the time. See if we flip the key there, you'll see them on. Sort of freshens up the front end. Continuing our way down this driver's side, this driver's door, all nice and clean. One little mark there where it's been opened on something at some point. Front glass is nice and clear. The rear glass has that sort of solar alternating tint to it, as you can see. And obviously you've got this massive rear long wheelbase door. Slight little mark just there. Rear arch nice and solid all the way around. Quite often this area can be a bit of a problem area, but it's nice and clean. Another good wheel in tyre. Coming round on the back, you've got the facelift lights, so the sort of the crystal LED ones as opposed to the early bulb lights. So again, you can see far better looking light, I think. Lower half of that bumper, all nice and tidy. It's got twin exhausts. They sit nice and straight. Obviously parking sensors on the back. Tiny little scratch just there, but again, we've been really picky there. That would probably polish out. Get your S500 badge on this side, nice and clean. It hasn't had any nasty AMG badges or anything slapped on it. Very faint little scratch just there. Again, you can only just see it. I'm being really, really picky. Boot lid lovely level all the way down. And again, if we look up this side, see the body line lovely and sharp all the way down. Body's nice and straight. It's not full of filler or anything like that. Rear quarter there, all nice and tidy. This arch is solid all the way around. Another good wheel and tyre. There's no sign of any corrosion coming through in any of the usual spots down the bottom or on the sills or anything like that. All the chrome work. All this aluminium trim, if you like. Lovely and clean. They can normally go quite milky and horrible, but they're really good. Obviously the chrome on the handles is nice as well. Rear door on the passenger side, nice and tidy. That sill all the way along is good. Got a tiny little stone chip just on the door here. On the front passenger door. Nice and clean on the wing mirror. And nothing particularly to note on this front wing. Another nice sharp solid arch. Little stone chip that has been touched in there. And you've got another one on the bumper just there. A couple of stone chips here and there, but they have been touched in. So again, you know, it's unavoidable, these things. Car is meant for thundering up and down the motorway. But again, showing them the touched in so they don't rust is always a good sign. Nice and clean on the front. We're going to be really picky. The screws in the plate have rusted, so they want replaced just to get rid of that 'cause it's a little bit ugly. Lower half of that bumper's all nice and tidy. Bonnet itself's lovely and flat. No ripples or dents or anything in that. Move on to the interior. Again, you've got the dark grey outside, lovely black interior. More buttons than you could ever want. We've got electric mirrors, obviously electric windows, electric tailgate, massively adjustable seat, heated, memoried. You can change the lumbar, all that sort of stuff. Nothing really wears like a Mercedes. So this thing, it's on 130,693 miles. There is no sign of any wear at all on that bolster. Really, really good. Seats are lovely and firm. Carpet set's nice and dark. There's no nasty smells or any sign of any moisture in here. Steering wheel wise, we've got a tiny little mark from a ring or something at the top. Other than that, lovely all the way around. And the 500's got this nicer stitched steering wheel as well. Spec wise in here, obviously, like I said, you've got your lumbar, you've got the air suspension, the rear electric blind, nav, TV, dual zone air control, all that kind of stuff. Cruise control, of course, as well. armrest and everything, you've got a little bit of a crease in the leather on the armrest. A good steam clean would get rid of that actually and tighten that all back up. Inside's all nice and clean as well. All the wood's lovely and tidy. Screens are nice and clean. Leather on the dash top is good. We've got Charlie hiding in the back just playing with some toys. Kick him out. Let him go and do some work. But again, in the back you've got heated rear seats, electric adjusting rear seats so that you can move them forward and back. They're independent from each other. You can change the backrest, the headrest. You can bring the headrest forward and back, up and down, all that kind of stuff. And then you've got this electric blind in the back as well, which is up now. So you just, once the car's on, we'll play with that, make sure that all works. Carpet set, I know it's dark on the camera, it's lovely and dark, nice and clean. There's no ingrained dirt in the armrest and everything's all nice and tidy. This one is a sunroof model as well, which is nice. You've got the vanity mirrors in the back because obviously the long wheelbase. Oh, boot opens on the tailgate on the button, just like you would. Unfortunately, you are going to have to close it manually. It doesn't do everything for you. Can't have everything. All nice and tidy in here. It does have the Merc nuts to replace the lock and wheel nuts that are in if you want to do that. You've got all this storage underneath the boot floor again, which is immaculate and tidy. No sign of any sort of moisture, any sign of misuse. All the nets are nice and tight. Really obviously has been a well looked after car. It does have soft close on the boot on the rear as well. Lovely and tidy on the passenger side here. No sign of any wear in the back at all. Headlighting's lovely and clean. Backs of the seats are good. The nets haven't been stretched out or anything like that. If you're looking for the bonnet releases on the driver's side, right under. Thank you. And then again, passenger seat, all adjustable, heated, memory, everything you could possibly want. No sign of any wear on the passenger bolsters again. Even the seats are nice and matte, they're not shiny from too much use. Genuine Merc fitted mats, lovely and clean in there. All nice and tidy in the glove box. Obviously has been, like I say, a well looked after car. I believe we've got soft closed doors as well. So if you can't be bothered to close the door properly, just get it somewhere near and it'll close them for you. And then again, you've got that 5.4 litre V8, naturally aspirated. Could do with a bit of a clean in here, but all nice and standard, not been messed with. No sign of any corrosion coming through the strut tops. If we look underneath, there's no fluid pouring out the bottom or dropping down or anything like that. We'll get it started up. Lovely and smooth. We'll go around the back. We'll get Charlie to give it a little rev because it does sound good for a big old saloon. Again, we've got that electric blind in the back. So you've got your buttons for all your passengers and everything. You can press that, up that comes, nice and smooth. Quite often with those, they do snag and come up a bit snatchy, but that one's lovely. On the dash, we've got no sign of any warning lights other than Charlie not having his belt on, but we'll tell him off that later.
So headless.
And apparently we've got to watch the headlight.
Oh, that.
You can drop them down for manoeuvring. So you can see past them. Normally on the older Mercs, they'll just chuck them down on the floor, chuck them down on the parcel shelf for you, and you've got to get in the back and lift them back up. These are going up and down electrically. Obviously it's classed as a two-seat car, so the middle one is fixed. You can just pop that down manually. So there you have it, 2010 S500, so it's the petrol V8, long wheelbase. If you've got any more questions, please get in touch. Thank you.